So far, we have learned about the basics of DevOps, talked about CI and CD, discussed what pipelines are, and created our first deployment pipeline. Now let's have a closer look at automation, the cornerstone of DevOps. We have already talked about what a CI/CD pipeline is, but let's recap. It is essentially a fully automated and efficient pipeline to continuously test and deliver high-quality software products to the user. With enough automation introduced to the pipeline, you can test your code more frequently and thoroughly without much manual labor and time required. All you have to do is come up with tests that put your app through the paces and ensure that everything is in order. You can then leave running the tests and analyzing the results to the CI/CD tool and focus on developing new features. But what about the instances where there is a bug in your app? You're going to have to fix it. And to fix it, you will have to let the right people know that their attention is needed. But this requires manual action, doesn't it? Wrong. You can automate notifications too. Get as many or as few messages regarding your pipelines as you want. Introducing this level of automation is crucial for DevOps because it takes you on the road to continuous integration, continuous testing, continuous monitoring, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. As you can see, continuous is the key word here. It means that little to no time is wasted on having to do these tasks manually and that they are routinely performed. All key processes in the workflow are streamlined and optimized. With the right level of automation, a single push to a code branch can trigger the pipeline to process all its actions automatically. Then, in the event of an error, it will immediately notify team members for instant monitoring and debugging. Now let's see how you can introduce this layer of automation into your pipeline. Let's take our Dokusaurus deployment pipeline and extend it with automated notifications and tests. Let's get the notifications working first. When I open the pipeline and enter the Actions view, you can see that Buddy separates it into a couple of categories. First, there are the primary actions, which you can think of as the main flow of your pipeline. In the best case scenario, all actions you add to this category are executed in the set order. I'm going to add a send email notification action here, right at the very end of the chain of actions. This notification is going to be sent out when the pipeline runs successfully. I'm going to enter my own email address and add the action. Then you can see that there are a couple of categories that allow you to add actions that run on certain specific occasions. We are going to focus on the actions that run on failure. The actions you add here will be triggered only when one of the actions from the primary actions chain fails. Here I'm going to add another notification email action. You can set this to be sent to the lead developer or the lead QA to get their attention. To make sure that everyone knows that the pipeline has failed, I'll have the failure trigger a Slack notification as well. To connect to Slack, simply click Authorize with OAuth and sign into your workspace. Then you can choose the channel to which you want to send the notification. You can even send it to a single person and manipulate the content of the notification as well. With the notifications added, let's take care of the tests in our pipeline. Since we are working with a documentation-focused website, let's add a test that's going to spell check the content that's added to the documentation portal. I'm going to add the Node Markdown spell check test to our portal. Here's how to do it. Open package.json located in your project and add this line to the scripts array. Then I am going to add a Node.js action that runs this command to install the test and npm test to run it. Now that the pipeline is set up with new layers of automation, let's see it all in action. The pipeline runs in the on-push mode, which means that it will run automatically every time changes are pushed to the project's main branch. As for the changes, I'm going to edit the content of one of the documents. I'm going to make a mistake on purpose to show you that the notifications set to go out on failure are active. When I push my changes to the main branch, I can see that the pipeline is triggered. The spell check fails because of the mistake I made. As a result, the execution of primary actions is stopped, and instead, body sends out the notifications I defined to be sent out on failure. Here is the notification in a Slack channel I set up, and here is the notification email. Now let's test the scenario in which the pipeline runs successfully. You would think that I'd have to edit the files again to fix the mistakes I made and push the changes to my repo. But actually, I can just run the pipeline using the previous revision, which was bug-free. All I have to do is select my pipeline and click Run. Then, all I have to do is choose the right revision from the drop-down menu. By default, Buddy shows you the latest revision first, which in our case is buggy. I choose the right, bug-free revision and run the pipeline. As you can see, since there are no spelling mistakes in my documents, the entire pipeline passes. My website is deployed to Firebase, and I receive an email notification. The actions that run on failure haven't been triggered because everything went smoothly this time around.